Thanks for joining us on this Sunday morning. The man suspected in last week's apparent assassination attempt against former President Trump is due in court on Monday. 58-year-old Ryan Ruth is facing charges for illegally possessing a firearm as a convicted felon and possessing a firearm with an obliterated serial number. He's facing a combined maximum sentence of 20 years in prison, up to $500,000 in fines. Here with us now is federal defense attorney Ronald Chapman. Ronald, good morning. Welcome back. What should we be expecting? Of course. What should we be expecting at tomorrow's bond hearing?
Well, tomorrow's bond hearing is really just an opportunity to determine if he is going to be detained, and of course, that's going to be the case. Here's the issue that the defense has. He obviously has some mental illness. He was a businessman. I believe he owned a roofing company, and then had a very quick downfall. So what you're going to try to do if you're the defense counsel is show that he has diminished capacity or potentially plead the insanity defense. If that's the case, it's very hard to stand up to a federal judge and say he needs to be released. He should be out on the street. He's not going to flee. Everything's fine. So likely, I would expect an agreement for detention and then likely some sort of mental health evaluation to see if that defense is going to be possible. That's exactly where I would go.
You mentioned Ruth has a prior criminal history. Just to let our viewers know what that is, that includes being charged in 2002 for having a fully automatic machine gun, among other arrests. So how is that going to factor into the case prosecutors are building against this man?
Well, so what's going to happen next is likely the indictment. So he's only been charged, but everybody who's charged with a federal offense has the ability to go through a preliminary examination. We wouldn't want that to happen. He would likely just be indicted by a grand jury. These prior charges are going to do two things. First, increase the potential sentence that he can face, but then they're also going to prove as evidence of the felon in possession of a firearm charge. But we can go even further. He's likely to be indicted under a range of statutes that deal with threatening or attempting to kill a former federal official and former president. Those charges are much more serious. And so he's likely going to face a lot more than just the gun charges in this case.
You mentioned a mental evaluation will likely happen in court, or at least it will be asked for. How could his mental state factor into these court proceedings?
This is going to be difficult because we see a bunch of planning here. We see a firearm without a serial number. We see travel from Hawaii to this location. News reports have just indicated that he waited for 12 hours, sort of stalking Donald Trump, waiting for him to appear. All of that goes in favor of he is competent and ability to plan and execute this sort of offense. However, the rapid downfall of this person and possible incoherent ramblings previously, run-ins with the law that he's had before, those all might hint towards somebody with a very serious mental illness who may require some mental health treatment. Typically, if you plead insanity, you still are going to go in custody, but you're going to go into custody for mental health treatment until you are better and capable of going forward with trial in order to determine whether or not you should be guilty. So I would likely see that happening here, but I don't think it's that successful as a defense. I really think that that's all they have at this point.
Ruth has been charged with criminal possession of a firearm, like I mentioned, and possession of a firearm with a destroyed serial number. We should mention he did not have any bullets. You know, is that going to weigh in there when he goes before a judge?
You know, I think that I'm looking for more investigation on that because it's just really difficult for me to see this gentleman not having bullets to carry out the offense that he waited 12 hours to commit. I think the possession alone is going to make him guilty. But where that fact comes into play is in the attempt, whether or not he had the present apparent ability to commit the offense. If it is in fact true that he had no bullets and he had no ability to attempt to assassinate Donald Trump, then he's not likely to be charged with that. This would likely rest on the firearms offense. Of course, they find bullets, they find the ability to commit the offense, and I think the attempt is the shoe-in, and he'll likely be charged with that.
Ronald, if you were advising Ryan Ruth, what would you tell your client?
Well, first, I would tell him not to make a statement. He seems to have done a pretty good job at that. He's got defense counsel that was just recently appointed. I would be going over the competency issues to see if there's a way we could find out enough about this person's past and their downfall to show that they have diminished capacity or lack of competency and are unable to understand the charges against them and therefore unable to go through trial. I think that's all we have. Those types of defenses are very, very difficult to pull off in a federal court, especially for a high-profile offense like this. But like I said, that's all we have.
Attorney Ronald Chapman, always appreciate the insight, sir. Thank you for waking up with us this morning.
Thank you.